Okay, we're going to talk about one of the things that really bothers students, and that is why when we take a negative x, have a negative exponent, we flip it. So let's take a look at these problems and try to understand it without any rules, and then we'll look at the rules. So if we have 8 factors of 3 on the top and 2 factors of 3 on the bottom, when we cancel, we'll have 6 factors of 3 left on top. Now, let's take a look at the other case. If we have only 2 factors of 3 on the top and 8 factors of 3 on the bottom, when we cancel, we'll have to put a placeholder here, and we'll have 6 factors of 3 on the bottom. Now, that's with just thinking about it, no rules. Now let's use the rule. 3 to the 8 over 3 squared is 3 to the 8 minus 2, which is 3 to the 6th. We have no issues. But now, if we take the bottom one, it's always the exponent in the top, which is 3 to the 2nd, minus 8, the exponent in the bottom, but that gives us 3 to the negative 6. What does 3 to the negative 6 mean? Well, it means there were 6 more factors in the bottom. Anytime you use a rule, it should agree with the problem when you don't use a rule. So now, let's take a look at some examples. If we have x to the negative 4, that becomes 1 over x to the 4th. If we have x to the negative 10, that becomes 1 over x to the 10th. If we have 1 over x to the negative 4, now this was already in the bottom, so it needs to be flipped to the top. That's x to the 4th. Now, the rule for exponents is if you have a negative exponent, then flip it. And that's probably the easiest way to remember these. Now, let's take a look at this problem. X to the negative 2, y to the 4th, z to the negative 10. So that's a negative exponent. It's going to go to the bottom. The y to the 4th does not have a negative exponent. It stays on the top. Z to the negative 10th has a negative exponent. So it's going to go to the bottom with z to the 10th, a positive exponent. Now let's do one right here. We have x to the negative 3rd, y to the 6th, x to the 4th, z to the negative 8th. So what we're going to do first is we're going to flip all the negative exponents. Don't do anything else. So this becomes the x to the negative 3 will go down to the bottom as x to the 3rd. The y to the 6th stays home because it doesn't have a negative exponent. Then I go down to the bottom. The x to the 4th will stay here, so it stayed right there. And the z to the negative 8th will go on to the top as z to the 8th. Now, once we get down here, I want you to notice there's 3 factors of x and 4 factors of x. So that should give us a total of 7 factors of x. And then we didn't do anything with the numerator. So our final answer is y to the 6th, z to the 8th over x to the 7th. Thank you.